Hello, I'm Chelmsford Town Manager Paul Cohen, and I'm here today to launch a series of our age-friendly community effort in the town of Chelmsford with Council on Aging Director Deb Siriani and Director of Business Development Lisa Marrone, who have been two active members over the past 3+ years on the town's age-friendly initiative. And I guess, Deb, I'll sort of start with you as the Director of the Senior Center. Just give the viewers, just a little background on what age-friendly initiative is for the town.
Sure. So the Age Friendly Initiative is it started with the WHO. So the World Health Organization has guidelines on what aspects of community life can be modified to and created to make your community more friendly to people over 60. So that people can be born in a community, grow older into a community, and stay there their entire life and be supported by its town. So the AARP adopted this.
Yeah, major sponsor in this
adopted
initiative.
this and also made a major network of age-friendly communities, one of which is now Chelmsford. And also they have grants and opportunities for funding for different programs. So we're looking to make Chelmsford, we really are already age-friendly from when we started, but we're looking to make it more age-friendly as we go.
And I think the big part of it is being all-inclusive. And
Yes.
even Lisa Marrone, from your perspective as Director of Business Development, you've been an active participant since its initial stages. And so just give the perspective that you bring to the program.
So, age friendly and livable for all ages really encapsulates all aspects of life. When you're out in the community, when you're visiting businesses, when it's about your lifestyle, being able to make accommodations as people age in place, is what Debbie's saying. So from the perspective of business development, that has a direct impact on how you spend your days out in the community shopping or patroning. You want to be able to feel welcome into different types of businesses, retail or recreational. So we're talking about a lot of different new initiatives coming forward soon, and that involves employment for mature workers, opportunities for rewarding volunteerism assignments. We can talk a little bit more about the tax rebate program that was just recently addressed. But we want to make sure that all those aspects of aging in place are addressed through the age-friendly program. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that means, the domains, and how that affects the business community, as well as what the committee together has been doing as a whole.
And before we get any further in talking about the age-friendly and the committee and so forth, we really should take a moment to recognize Fred Brousseau and his efforts in terms of he's really been the chair and the driver of all this. And Deb, you work with him the closest. You want to just give our viewers sort of a perspective of Fred's efforts and what he's brought to this program?
Oh, I love this man. So he's a co-chair, but really like the driving force of the age-friendly effort of the committee that we run. He is the COA board chair as well, but he has a special interest in this and has helped us organize tremendously, spent hours and hours and hours gathering information and resources for us, and being just a wonderful leader of the group, keeping it very concise. I think his background is in the military, so he keeps our meetings nice and concise, but very useful and helpful, and he's just so kind. And I'm just so thankful to have him on my side, on our side, for sure.
Oh, I second all of that. Fred is just so involved. You can see the amount of time he puts in, and it's just such a valuable contributor to the work we're trying to do.
And before we leave that, as you noted, our meetings, the committee meets basically the last Wednesday of every month. Yep. And the meetings are virtual, so anybody in the community or in the world, I guess theoretically, could join and watch the meetings. And they're at 9 a.m. on the last Wednesday of every month. And it is a large group from across the community who participates. And in terms of, we've got some government officials such as ourselves, but we've got nonprofits and business people and so forth. And it's really been a tremendous initiative to date, and really the purpose of this program. And then I'll sort of hand it off to you and your upcoming monthly programs to sort of highlight the benefits of the program. But I think the key thing is we had to develop a comprehensive plan, and we did get certified back in May of 19 with an age-friendly community designation. And that really involves around the action plan. And I think why we're launching this program and this effort right now is really the action, trying to get us out in the communities, in the efforts. And at least I'm going to come to you briefly. You recently did an action that, as you said, helps the business community as well as, in this case, seniors. You recently did an age-friendly or a senior job fair. You want to sort of just explain how that took place and the results of that?
Sure. So my domain in the process is employment and civic participation. So we decided to launch, and we actually called it Age Strong Chelmsford, and we came out with a job fair specifically to address those tasks associated with the assignment of age-friendly Chelmsford for employment. So the job fair welcomed people, more of the mature workers or people that are semi-retired looking for per diem work or volunteerism, to attend the job fair in the first hour, so they have more opportunity to meet with those employers, more probability for job prospects coming in the first hour. And it's only been done in 3 times in this state, having an age-focused job fair, and we were one of them. And our job fair was highly successful. We were sold out. I'm hoping that we can set a precedent for other communities to learn on our successes and how well we've been doing this as a group. But the goal is to make that an annual event. And with us trying to be livable for all ages, it may even incorporate younger workers or people entering the workforce, as well as people looking to semi-retire or people that are retired looking for more rewarding volunteerism opportunities, things like that. So the Age Strong Chelmsford Job Fair was very successful, and we did that in October.
Yeah, and basically you ran out of space, right? You had to deny vendors because it was so popular and the attendance was strong, which was fantastic.
We focused on Chelmsford employers for local jobs, people to work close to home, and it was sold out. So we certainly are hitting something really important there.
Right. And now turning back to you, Deb, one of the domains that you sort of head up is the social participation domain.
Yes.
And sort of getting seniors involved and age-friendly. And we'll give you a chance to sort of highlight your efforts and plans there.
Oh, absolutely. One thing I'll just say is the thing about our age-friendly efforts in Chelmsford that have been a little bit different from what I've seen across the state and also across the country is that you started our core group with department heads all coming together. And so one of the things that's been, I think, the strength of ours is that we've all worked together, our departments. We've learned about what programs are already happening, and we've been able to meet, tell people about them, but also to share resources and find different issues that are happening across town that we're able to address together. So, with that being said, one of the more successful things that we've done is the Buried in Treasures series. So. I would say with our housing authority and with our Board of Health and with our police and fire, we all kind of found that there was an issue that affected us all in our work, where there were many people who are, buried in treasures that are having
Polite way of saying
issues.
hoarders.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it's the issue of
some
the
have
hoarding
hoarding
disorder.
disorder,
Right,
full-blown.
exactly. Yeah.
Some have family situations that have become manageable. And so we're trying to find a way to address that, and we have by creating a hoarding disorder resource network. We have 8 towns. And the senior center and Jen from social
Jen Melanson,
from the community services are co-leading that group. So April Hunt is one of our staff members at the Senior Center, and she was really the driving force at first, and then Jen Melanson's also co-leading that group. And so we've been able to create workshops for people where they're addressing some of the issues that come up with over-collecting and having trouble downsizing and emotional connection to different items, and actually assist people who are just overloaded with things and need help, to the point where the Board of Health or the emergency services has been involved. And so we're actually meeting them where they are. We're trying to say, we as a town have services to assist you in making things better. So I think that's been a great success, just having all those departments together. And then we've been able to share it with, like I said, 7 other towns, so it's 8 with us. And we just got a grant from the Greater Lowell Health Alliance for $50,000 to help address those needs. So,
yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic. And again, part of it is also just educating our responders. And I know they were given some materials,
Yep.
some that are even in the cruisers or in the vehicles that sort of help them to identify a concern, not because they're being punitive or threatening, but more to be helpful and as a community resource. And I think
Right.
that's the key, is this is really another initiative for outreach and
Right.
to assist.
and we want to be a resource to the first responders who are often in an unsafe situation, having to go into those homes, and would like to help, and they know that we're there to help as well. And so, my staff members have been going and doing trainings with the first responders to help them understand what we have, so that they can lead people to that when they need it.
And then sort of related to that, another thought that comes to mind is the whole issue of help those who may be suffering from dementia, and the bracelet program that the police been initiated through the police department. I know, Lisa, it's a one that's close to your heart. You want to describe what we're doing in that area?
Well, thank you for bringing that up, Paul. And I think, and as well as what Debbie's talking about, the age-friendly program covers, some 8 domains. But as we're learning, there's so much more that we can accommodate into this effort of being age-friendly. And those bracelets that can be life-saving, literally can be life-saving for people that are trying to manage health and safety for their loved ones in their environment, in their comfortable, familiarity. Then with those bracelets, it allows families to have a little bit more peace of mind and some safety to help people that maybe wander or get confused or could maybe be lost. And we're one of the few communities that have pursued that. I haven't really heard of many others that I've been, I wish I had that program years ago for my mother who was wandering. But thank you so much for making this a priority in our community for us to pursue age-friendly and those types of other initiatives that really make a difference. The Buried in Treasures, the bracelet program, and others. So thank you for that. I really feel like this is such an important aspect to make our community welcoming and different. I know that many others in our state are trying to do what we're doing, but we're often getting called to kind of, others are learning from us of what we're able to do that. And we're only able to do that by the support that we're getting to pursue these aspects. So greatly appreciate that. And civic participation, the other part of my domain, goes along with people being engaged in the community. And all of these are connected, as you have said, social participation and inclusion and civic participation. There's a lot of overlap. And I think that's why, we are all here as public servants, and this just really layers in well to the work that we have been doing. So it's great to be a part of it.
And Deb, to come back to you, I mean, one of the key things for all seniors is mobility and transportation. Can you take a moment to just describe the existing programs that the Council on Aging offers in terms of transportation, because we're now heading into the winter months with the weather's going to get a little, dicier for travel, particularly for seniors, as well as the high cost of travel in terms of, fuel costs and so forth. So can you just take a moment and just remind our viewers of the transportation resources that already exist at the Senior Center, and then we can talk a little bit about the initiative that will be enhanced by the age-friendly program.
Great, yeah, thank you. Yes, we're finding that we do need to market more,
Yep.
so people know a little bit more, because if you don't know, then you don't know.
Right.
And so that's part of why we're here,
Yep.
is we're trying to make sure that people know about the resources available. So we have Monday through Friday transportation. We have 3 different handicap accessible vans. We have 2 vehicles.
Yeah, passenger
so hybrid,
vehicles,
Yep.
yep.
And so we drive people to medical appointments, but we also drive them to social engagements, where you can bring you to the library, you can come get picked up and go to the senior center for events, you can go to get your hair done, we have grocery trips every week, and if you can't make the time that we have the grocery trips, we'll bring you, to CVS or to the groceries as well at a separate time. And we do also provide transportation for our social day program, so people can come in and take advantage of that program on the vans.
And the good thing is now that we're sort of post-COVID, let's hope that your programs are really up and fully functioning. I mean, you're having a Thanksgiving activity, you're having
yes.
holiday activities, and I think, like you said, we're here really to promote the age-friendly, but also the senior center is a big part of that network. So, which is really great. And then, as I mentioned, the age-friendly is trying to enhance the senior center transportation network by sort of engaging with volunteer drivers. And I know that in working with Jen Melanson, we just purchased some software that could help them do some dispatch, and they're out actively looking for volunteers to provide that. Again, to just supplement, because as you said, there's some people who feel comfortable going into a vehicle with others in terms of a van and that network, but then there's other people who may need or warrant the additional, single passenger ride type of facility. Mm-hmm. And so that's really an effort that I know John Bowles has been incredibly committed to, and then again, he's just engaging with Jen Melanson and others to try to get that off. So that'll be more to come in your upcoming programs in the next couple of months. So that's really a great initiative.
Yes, that's trying to extend the hours that we're available in the
Exactly.
afternoons into the evening.
Yep.
So what we're hoping is to get people to the Table of Plenty and back home if they'd like. If there are events at the CCA, they can go and they can take advantage of some of those things.
Yeah.
If they have a later or doctor's appointment, sometimes it's difficult for us to provide that ride. So we are certainly looking for volunteers to help, and we have a coordinator paid by ARPA funds for a few years, and so we're working together with Jen Melanson to try to promote all of that, to let people know that. But that is available for all ages over 18 too.
Yep, exactly.
So when we talk about age-friendly, there's, I wish I had looked it up, but there's, who said, basically if you design something for an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old, then you're basically covering everybody.
Yep.
That everybody can come and enjoy your program or your building or whatever design you have. Then we're looking from 8 to 80 and beyond that.
Yeah,
So
which is why it's called age-friendly. It's not just called
Right.
senior-friendly
Right.
program. It's meant for all ages
Yes.
across the community. And sort of towards that, and you mentioned in your remarks the Table of Plenty that is the Senior Center hosts every Tuesday evening. And Lisa, you were at a ceremony today in terms of the success they've had, and we heard that last week they had 138 people at a Tuesday. And again, it's not just the meal; it's also the social engagement and the connectivity. And I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit on that, Lisa, in terms of what you're
Sure.
saying.
I mean, it's that aspect of really involving the whole community, and as you just said, all ages. It's really important. The things you've just mentioned, the social involvement, the inclusion. We need partnerships for this. We are a strong team making this happen, but Table of Plenty, very important contributor to what we're trying to do, and we need this group effort and this team involvement. That large donation that we received was record-breaking amounts for food donation and support of that. And really, as what Debbie had mentioned, trying to reach those residents that need more interaction and need more support to travel to Table of Plenty, to get to the pharmacy, to go for groceries. It's just really something that's, I'm happy to be a part of it, but it's really setting Chelmsford in a different tier for community living, especially as we know our population has more aging people each year that goes. People are living longer, and by having these in place, they'll live healthier lives. They'll have regular options for meals together and transportation and going to the theater and things like that.
And being civically engaged.
And civically engaged.
We have so many volunteers that are
And-
incredible, and they
Yes.
help run the cameras. They help, answer the phones for us and help
Yeah.
lead committees that are tremendous.
Not many communities have gotten to the accomplishments that we have so far, and I think each year that passes, we prove ourselves more and more, and then the grant money keeps coming, and then we can just keep elevating the efforts. So we're really looking forward to doing more outreach. We're working on a website where people can come on and find more details and information, and we're doing our monthly show.
We're going to do a show.
We're going to do a show, and every show, a domain lead will come on and expand on their particular aspects of the program. So we're just getting started. It'll be really fun.
Right, and the domain leads include, outdoor spaces, we mentioned transportation, housing, social participation, social inclusion, civic participation, as we've mentioned, communication and health services and so forth. And one of those other ones, and I see they got them there on the screen for those watching. One of the ones that, you mentioned the ceremony earlier today with the Table of Plenty, but also involved was the food pantry and
Yes.
and you were noting the line at the food pantry that was recently there and the resources that are needed there. And again, another resource for the community. But Deb, I want to, again, as we sort of integrate the resources as well as the age-friendly, one of the resources that you provide is the Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
And if you want to just take a moment to sort of highlight that program, because again, for those watching as we're coming into a very challenging period, I think it's worthy of mention.
Great. So the Meals on Wheels program, we have about 135 or 140 every morning. Volunteers come and with a smile and a freshly made meal that's low salt and nutrition. We have a nutritionist that we work with through Age Span Elder Services. Every month that helps us develop it. And so we deliver those, and we ask for a $2.50 donation per meal. It's not required. So nobody's going to, ask you for money if you can't have it, or if we just rely on basically the donations. And the thing about it is some people get it when they're just coming out of rehab even. It's like they might need it for a week just to kind of help so that they're a little more independent and they can start to get better. But the greatest part about it is, my mother-in-law, she lives by herself. She has Meals on Wheels. We know that someone sees her every day because when we go to the door, they have to answer the door to get their meal. So when that happens, somebody puts their eyes on them and gets to say hello. Sometimes that's the only person they'll see all day. And if we don't, then we work with the Age Span Elder Services. We'll call them. We'll call their emergency contact first. If we can't get a hold of them, we do a wellness check with the police. So it's a wonderful and very inexpensive way of having some eyes on someone who's living alone and who may need just a little bit more support, whose family doesn't necessarily live nearby or might be very busy with, children or, full-time work, and everybody's very busy. It's difficult. So I think that's like a great little hidden resource, a little trick if you have someone living at home where you feel like you're not sure. They're always, you'd like that one day check in. once a day check-in. But also, it's folks who just can't get out of the house. So we're making sure that they have a nutritious meal every day and some social interaction.
And then one thing, again, we're sort of integrating this, one of the social interactions and getting people out that you do provide at the Senior Center is you host a Veterans Breakfast every month.
Yeah.
I think it's the last Thursday of every month. And
It's like 15 years ago we
yeah,
started or something.
But it goes on going, and the
Yeah.
attendance is great. And again, now
like
we're,
60 or 70 a month.
yeah, which is just another great opportunity, again, to people and interact across the community. So to
And
go-
we have
yeah.
people from about 10 different towns that come. So it's not everybody that knows each other. It's just veterans that go around to the different places. you know?
And different people come
Different
in every
towns.
month to help, serve and so forth.
Yeah, we have wonderful volunteers
Great
that help.
volunteer network. Lisa, going to more towards an active program, you recently launched to the age-friendly, the fitness park.
Yes.
And I know there is a
Yes.
video out there on it, but if you
Yes.
want to just highlight sort of the new fitness park, its location, and the benefit it provides to the community.
Yes, thank you. So at the corner of Wilson Street and Chelmsford Street is an outdoor fitness court, fitness park. It's everything stationary there. The equipment's there 24 hours a day. And it's meant to provide open-air outdoor recreation and self-motivated exercise. You can follow the pictorials at the fitness park, but there's accommodations for all levels and all abilities. And we're the fourth community to put that in place in the state of Massachusetts, and we're the first to receive a $50,000 grant to do so. So I've seen all different ages out there exercising. It is for age 14 and older, but feel welcome to visit at any time and follow those exercises at your level and at your pace, open for anyone of any age. It's a great amenity and a great resource for anyone in town, including people that might be visiting or traveling through. It's right there on Route 110, which is Chelmsford Street. And again, it's something else. It's just another initiative that the town has pursued to accommodate healthy living and aging in place.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got a few minutes left in our program. Is there anything else you wanted to touch upon, Deb, before we conclude? If not, I can keep going. But I wanted to give each of you a chance to, in our last few moments, if there's anything else you wanted to highlight.
I think, one of the other things that we've done is, we've gotten lots of resources, funding for these things too. So they're not taking town tax money. One thing that happened just last night is we're increasing, and this is civic participation and inclusion, respect and inclusion, is we've increased the hours for the senior tax worker program, right?
Right, yeah, right. We've seen anyone who's 60 or older can participate in the program. It's not means tested, and they can earn up to $1,500 on their property tax reduction. And we pay the minimum wage, which is currently $14.25, but as of January 1st, it'll be $15 per hour. That's the maximum we can, under the state law, that we can provide to the program. And we have over 100 people participate in the program currently. And
Yeah, well over 100.
Well over 100, and so
Yeah.
that will expand in the years ahead through the town meeting vote last evening. So again, it not only is a great way for them to earn and to contribute, but as you said, the social interaction and engaging, across the town departments, whether they work at the senior center or at the town offices or the DPW or the police, library, what have you. It's really a great opportunity.
It is.
So thank you for bringing that up today. Right?
Thank you for supporting it.
Okay.
It's great.
Right. Lisa, anything in closing before I
Well,
touch
the
upon?
comments you just made, mental health and physical health, really both together is what's adding that quality of life for people in Chelmsford, and the reason why people want to stay in Chelmsford and age here and be around family. So my only final comment would be for people to reach out to us if anybody has any specific questions, or if they'd like to be involved in helping us do some of these efforts here. Each domain has a long list of items that we're trying to check off. I'm working on a business training program. I met with the City of Boston in their Age Strong Commission. So there's so much between each layer of what we're all doing. We're happy to do more teamwork here.
Well, again, Lisa and Deb, thank you for your time today. I look forward, and the community look forward to your programs in the upcoming months to highlight the age-friendly initiative in Chelmsford. So thank you so much for your time today,
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to your efforts in the future.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.